Hey guys, another video again. I was super inspired this week and I wanted to hop on and make another video. I know. And sorry for those of you who saw my first one. That was a little cringy, but hey, girls gotta start somewhere, right? This week though, I did want to do 4 outfits that I remodeled or remade, thrifted, upcycled, I don't know, whatever you want to call it. Maybe I should figure out what to call it. One of those is this one, actually. I did an Instagram survey last week about 2 things. I wanted to do a ruffled sweatshirt or a dress made out of denim. So just like patches of denim. And the voters voted and this sweater won. So I just wanted to make this video so that you at home know how to do it if you would like to do it ever, and if you're curious about how I did this. And I wanted to take you backstage, behind the scenes, there we go, behind the scenes, to see how I did this and how you can do this too. And it's super easy. I loved making it so much and I've worn it a few times. So this is how I started it. I first started with this gray New York sweatshirt and this burgundy long sweatshirt. It was to my knees and I'm a tiny person, so I would wear them with leggings and boots, but I decided, hey, why not combine them? Right? So what I did, and hopefully I will also have videos or pictures here so you could see while I'm talking about it. I cut 3 strands of, I think it was 3.5 inches of the burgundy sweatshirt. So I cut 3 layers of those, and they were all obviously sewn together back and front. So I clipped them. What's it called? I cut the edge, one of the edges, and then connected 2 together so that they were like a one long strand. And then I gathered them. This took forever, guys, forever, but I did it. I can go in more detail in a future video. Maybe I can do some like basic sewingness and teach you guys how to do basic things, but that's how I did it. Before I put the ruffles on, I didn't have enough fabric to go all the way down the sweatshirt, so I actually cut the bottom part of it so it looks like this. Then I had the long burgundy sweatshirt. I still had some fabric at the top, like where the collar is, so I cut that, and then I made these smaller ones to go around it. And it's the same technique I did with this one, and I actually tried to sew them together, but it was really hard because I didn't want to get the fabric, the other parts inside, connected with it, like sewn with it, so I hand sewed it so you could see that throughout the entire thing. I like how it looks, so I didn't really hem it or anything. So this is one look. I love it. It's super comfy and trendy too. I mean, it wasn't exactly what I had envisioned, and usually that's how it goes with all of my projects. I'm just like, ooh, this is in my head, and then I do it, and then it doesn't look like what was in my head or envisioned. So it's okay. That's how I learn, right? So the second one was my yellow skirt. It was a maxi skirt and it had these beautiful buttons on the side, and I love this skirt so much, but it's so long and I'm so short. I decided, why not just cut it? And once I cut it, I then was like, oh, what if I put some straps? I was just gonna leave it as a short skirt because I just loved the buttons. So I cut it like a little bit after the buttons for seam allowance so I could hem it at the bottom. So that's what I envisioned. I just wanted to do skirt, but then I had this fabric left over from it. And so I was like, oh, I need to use it. So I did. I made some straps for the skirt. And how I did this is I measured the leftover fabric that I had, and then I measured into about, I want to say like 2 inches, because I wanted to have like enough room to fold, sew it, and then turn it around to make the strap. So I cut out 4 pieces, and after I cut them out, I ironed them so that they would fold. So like I folded them, ironed them, and then sewed them on the edge so that they would measure 1 inch. 1.5 inches. So that's how I did my straps, and I did that to all 4 of them because I wanted to tie them. I didn't want like a full, like a 1 strap. I just wanted to have 2 on the back and 2 in the front, and then have these little bow ties here, which I absolutely loved. And so that's how I did it. And then measured how far apart I wanted them, and it was about 3 inches that I wanted them from the side to the front, and then from the side to the back. So 3 inches on each side. And then I wanted to sew them, but I didn't want the seam to be seen on the other side, so I actually hand sewed all 4 of them. And that was it. It was super easy. It was super, super easy. And I love the look. I love the yellow. I just want summer to be here already, so I could wear this without leggings, just like that. Third one I did was my bell-bottom pants. Now this, guys, this was so easy.
Like, super easy.
These pants were supposed to be skinny jeans, but they were super long because, again, short girl problems. I can't find jeans that fit me, so I always have to cut them or fold them in so that they fit. But this one, I was like, you know what? I haven't worn them ever. I got them. They were super cheap, so why not? But no, that's a no now. Now we make new things. So I took these pair of pants that I had, and then this other leftover pants that I didn't use. And what I did was put them on first, measured where my knee was, cut where I guess pinned where I wanted to, and then cut right straight, like straight through the side. And this would just be where I had pinned it, where my knee was. And then I folded it so that it was like a triangle. I cut the seam off of the pants and then just left it seamless. And I got my other pair of pants, and then I cut a piece out, and then I put them on top, and then kind of felt where they were ending, and then I cut a triangle and then kind of adjusted it to like the length. And then I did the same thing to the other one, and then put them together and then matched the triangle so that they were matching, so that both sides had the same length and then size as well. And then after that, I sewed them together, so front to front of each side. So I did 2 seams to secure it, and then I did a zigzag at the end so that it wouldn't fray. I put them on and they were like super long, so I cut about 1 inch off, and then I started to like fray them at the end so that you get this like frayed jean looking thing. It was super fun and I love them. They're my see, I have so many favorites. It's not like perfect, but like it's one of the coolest ones I've done because I saw it on Pinterest and I really wanted to make some of mine. So yeah, this is how I made it, and you can make it too because it was super easy. Now, the 4th one that I made, the last one, you know, it wasn't my favorite actually, but it had good potential in my head. I had this cardigan that I love the color. I love mustard yellow. So I had it and I worn it before, but I just stopped wearing it. And so I wanted to spice it up a little bit. And then I had this blouse, this like super cute blouse, but it was a wraparound. And I didn't like wearing anything under it because that's kind of weird. I don't know. I just don't really like undershirts because then they like ruin the whole. I personally, if you do, it's all good. Just personally. And then, but it would open because it had just a little clip here, and then everything else would open, so I couldn't really wear it alone unless I wanted to be like.
Hey, look at my body.
No. So I was like, well, I like the look, but I just don't. I mean, I haven't worn it, and this one was $3. $3. So yeah, and then what I decided to do is, first of all, I was just going to put the sleeves because I love the like poofy sleeves. And so I was like, okay, I'll just put the sleeves on this, and then yeah, but it escalated and might have ruined it, maybe not, I don't know, just not my favorite. So this is how I did it. So first I got the cardigan and I cut off the sleeves, and then I cut off the bottom. I measured 13 inches to where kind of not like a little bit higher. I mean, I guess a little bit more than a crop top, but I usually wear high-waisted pants, so I wanted it to be like right at the crop top area, my hips. So then I measured that, I cut the bottom, and then that was it for that one. And then the other one, my blouse, I cut the sleeves and then was like, oh my gosh, the bottom of this is super cute. Like it was like, wavy, maybe that's how you do it, like gathered. And so I was like, oh, why don't I just put it on the bottom? So mistakes were made, but it's okay. I'll still wear it. And so this is what I did with it. So after I cut the two sleeves off, I started with the blouse sleeves, and I made sure that they were both the same. So I cut excess fabric off because they were super long. And then because they were super big, I guess the hole was super big on the other blouse, and on the cardigan it wasn't. I had to gather this part here, and I sewed it to the cardigan, and it was actually super cute. I like the little gathering on top here, so that was a cute part of it. Then I zigzagged around it, so I put both of the sleeves on and then zigzagged around it so that it would be secure. And then I tried it on, and once I tried it on, you know how cardigans, they like, I don't know, the bust area, kind of like pops out. So then there's like openings on where the buttons were. So I decided to take the buttons off and then sew this part. This was really tricky. I had like panic attacks because it's really hard to make straight lines once you have one side and then the back side is like going below the machine. So then you don't want that fabric to go on top and get stuck and then sew it together. That drives me crazy. So I was like having stress moments, and I'm just like, okay, keep it straight, keep it straight, keep it straight. It wasn't 100% straight, but pretty proud of myself. So then after I sewed that, I put the little buttons on, and then I started with the bottom. So I put the little wavy gather thing on the bottom to see what it would look like, and I was like, why not? So I put the back first, side to side, like one side of the cardigan to one side of the blouse, and then the other side of the cardigan to the other side of the blouse. Sew that together, and then there was still a lot left over, and I didn't know what to do, so I kind of cut. I was like, okay, we'll just like add the little strips on like the middle and then the side. Well, when you do that, you just gather this side, so then this one looks like this, and this one is like, well, what's up with me? So mistakes were made, like I said. And then I sewed, so I cut on the, where I guess the middle was, I cut both sides, and then I sewed them. I didn't have, well actually, honestly, because I didn't like it very much, I didn't bother to change the bobbin and the thread. So I made a mistake and I threaded, I guess I sewed it with the yellow, so it like really stood out that I sewed it there. And if you couldn't tell, well, there you go. I wasn't very proud of it, but it turned out okay. I love the sleeves. Maybe I'll do something else with it. Maybe I'll take the bottom off. I don't know. This wasn't a great idea. I mean, at the time it was, but then after I saw it and wore it, I was like, yeah, maybe not. But it's okay. I just won't do that again. And so this is how I made these 4 outfits. So that's kind of like what I wanted to do with this, is show you how easy it is. Like, it's really, really easy. You can do this with many of your clothing items and make it look different and make it look you, because everyone has a different style, and I love fashion because of that, because I can express who I am and what I like by what I wear. I want to make these videos and want to share them with you so that you can also see the possibilities of what you can do with your wardrobe and the things that you just have laying around. I hope I didn't blabber so much, and I can't wait to do my next one. I'm excited to see what my brain comes up with. And if you have any feedback or like things that you want to see, please comment below. Thank you so much for coming along and sitting through all this. I hope that you learned something, and I hope that you make something. And if you do, please send it to me, because I would love to see your creations as well and see that I like somewhat inspired you to make something. So if you want to see more of what I do, I'm posting a lot more on Instagram, my little time lapses and the projects that I do throughout the week. So if you want to follow that, you can follow me here on Instagram. I would appreciate it. Till next video.